Welcome to SkillsMax.Ai. Today, we are focusing particularly on our jobs and assessments modules. I'm going to walk you through the end-to-end life cycle, everything from creating a job all the way through to selecting your ideal candidates. The first place you're going to want to go to is the jobs option located within the left-hand navigation menu. I'm going to walk you through now how to create a job and kick off that journey. Select the Create Job button. Here you can see a form in front of us. Let's dive on in and complete this together. I'm going to copy and paste in a job description, one that I prepared earlier. You can see here that we allow you to completely customize and edit this particular space. So you can go ahead and create bullets, play with colors, underline, alignment, what have you, until you're happy with the way that this particular item looks. This is going to be the experience that applicants see once they navigate to the link that's generated and shared. And here you can see that there is the assessment configuration section. This allows you right here to enable adaptive technical interviews for this particular role. This is the real secret sauce to SkillsMax AI. Underneath roles here, you can see that there are a variety of roles. If you were, for example, recruiting an IT support engineer, you could go ahead and select that, select a particular level that you're after, and ensure that you select a minimum of one skill across each of these areas. In this particular instance, we're going to be recruiting for a software engineer, and I'm looking for a senior. And here I can go ahead and select the languages that I'm after. So I'm after TypeScript, Java, and I may want to go ahead and select some core skills that I feel are important for us as part of recruiting the ideal candidate for this particular role. I can go ahead and also set up or preset an invitation to the communication test if I want. And in this particular instance, I'm also interested in obtaining a psychometric assessment from all of those shortlisted candidates. This will allow you later on to send a simple invitation via a couple clicks of a button, which I will show you during the journey of this demonstration. Down here is where you can continue to add and select questions or anything else that it is that you want to collect. So in this particular instance, we've got name and email as the default mandatory fields. You can go ahead and add additional mandatory items out of our preset list. You can also add from a library that is available there for you. You can see a really extensive library, or you can go ahead and actually add your own custom questions. And this is a really powerful way to be able to not only ask custom questions, but we allow you to populate an internal criteria along with those questions, which allows us to ensure that we have an ideal job fit for you based on an applicant's response to those custom questions. Once we've added our custom questions, we then head on down to the internal scoring fields section. This is what I referred to earlier around setting your own custom criteria or expected answers for those custom questions. You can see also that there is a resume CV section. I'm going to go ahead and allow this to be a file upload, and I want to make it mandatory in this particular instance because we're going to rely on that in order to generate our score. When you're happy with what you've got, you simply hit create. The jobs will automatically be placed in the draft folder until you publish them. So you can publish that easily. We'll head on over to active jobs, and here is our software engineer job. If we need to make any edits, we of course can do so. You can preview at any given moment what that form may look like. There it is with the description or the job description at the top there. We'll cancel, head on over back to our table view. Now from here, you can see that we have a generate link button. When I select that, I will be met with a link generating view. Today, we offer a number of options, and this list can, of course, grow based on need and user feedback. So in this particular instance, I'm going to go ahead and generate a referral link. I'll copy that, and I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab and place that link here. So here's the form. You can see it right there. I'm going to generate a new link, and with this particular link, I'm going to go ahead and create a LinkedIn link. And again, I'll go ahead and place that in a new tab. We're going to shift gears now, and I'm going to put my job seeker hat on. A job seeker will navigate to the form that's been created via the SkillsMax.Ai portal, and we'll have the opportunity to, of course, read that particular role, the description, and then easily apply. Now, you can place these links within any of the third-party services that you are already using. I'm going to submit that application. Here's what I'll see. Done. Now that we've got a couple of applications completed, we should be able to head on back to our jobs portal, putting my HR hat on, and see those applications come through live in front of us. We'll head on back to our portal. You can see we have 2 applications that have come through as per the 2 forms that we filled in right now. I can now dive on in and view these applications. You can see here that the 2 links that I used, one was a referral and one was LinkedIn, that we're presenting to you a visual view which allows you to track the traffic and better understand from where applicants are coming from. Down here, we can see our 2 individuals. That is flagged as not meeting the criteria, and we can find out a little bit more when we select on Alex. And you can see off the bat here that we have 88 against Adina. I want to touch on at this point the way that we're scoring. This first initial score here is a direct alignment of the job description and the resume, whereby we're looking for keywords and key phrases that align. This provides the initial score. When I select these particular individuals, I have the opportunity at this point to dive deeper. So I'm going to run a deep analysis. Fantastic. So this helps us better understand where that scoring is coming from. You can also see that the score may update based on that deeper analysis. What we do in this second phase of analysis is we do a much deeper analysis of the alignment of the resume uploaded or presented to us and the job description, looking at more key intricate details. We also then take into account the response to the custom questions and if they align to our custom criteria. You can see that this dives into the strengths, so the areas in which this particular applicant is looking really great. And then we also dive into the gaps. So these are the areas where we feel that that particular applicant is missing. Further, we dive on deeply into providing and presenting recommendations. You can see that the score updated to 72 from 60 as well, based on that deep analysis and the additional data that was collected as part of the overall combined AI scoring. In this instance, I'm going to go and have a look at our second applicant here, Edina, and we can see that she's got an initial score of 88. Let's run a deep analysis. And this helps us better understand where that initial score came from and also the refined score. So when it comes to skills match, experience relevance, education fit, and cultural fit, they're scoring quite high in all of those areas. In terms of gaps, they're still identified, even though it's a really strong looking applicant here. There are a couple of areas that we flag where you may want to be aware of in this particular applicant. And again, we make recommendations. When we're happy with a particular applicant, we can go ahead and shortlist. So in this particular instance, I want to shortlist this one individual. We can, of course, reject, we can put individuals on hold, and what have you. You can now see in the status that we've got shortlist. In this particular demonstration, I have two individuals, so this isn't a very vast table. The reality is that this may be filled with hundreds of applicants. And in order to streamline the invitation process to the next phase, which is we want them to partake in the assessments, we can go ahead via the all statuses here, drop that down to shortlisted, and that's going to present just those shortlisted individuals. We're going to select, that's going to automatically select everyone that's shortlisted, and we'll go ahead and send them the invitation to partake in the assessment.